Eastern Conference quarterfinal between the 8th place Montreal Canadiens and the 1st place Boston Bruins. Joe Thornton? This is out of date. What a difference a year makes. Last year's quarterfinal, Montreal plays Boston, Montreal's in 1st, Boston's in 8th. It's 2009 and whoop, they switch places. At the beginning of the season, a lot of people were saying the Hollywood story of Montreal winning the Cup in their 100th year. But all season long, they never really played up to any of the hype, and they struggled mightily down the stretch. And with Robert Lang out of the lineup, the Canadiens really couldn't afford any other injuries, but unfortunately, late in the season they suffer injuries to newly acquired Matthew Schneider and all-star defenseman Andrei Markov. Boston were expecting your thank you card in the mail. Now looking at Boston, if you had asked me a couple months ago if the Boston Bruins would make it to the Stanley Cup final, I would have said yes. But right now, on paper, you look at Boston, and they're still a very strong team. But those stats don't really show the fact that Boston really built up their stats in the first half of the season and let them drop in the second. That being said, they still finished first place in the East, and they have Zdeno Chara, as well as a pretty impressive supporting cast. In net, we see a battle between Carey Price and Tim Thomas. Now, Carey Price has struggled mightily down the stretch, and at the same time, Tim Thomas has put up amazing numbers for 2 straight years, and people still think he's a fluke. But I tell you what, if he wins the Vezina, he's going to be the biggest fluke since Jim the Net Detective Carey. Don't remember who that is? Go look through your old collection when sticker books were still cool. If Boston wins, it'll be because they managed to hold Montreal's power play at bay, they got good goaltending from Tim Thomas, and the players that faltered in the second half of the season kind of picked it up. If the Habs are going to win the series, they're going to need to get some guys back from injury. Alex Kovalev is going to have to realize that he's Alex Kovalev and can actually produce some points. And also, the Habs are going to have to re-sign Patrick Waugh. Ken Dryden if he's got time. I'm going to go with Boston on this one. But with the history that these guys have, I mean, really, it's anyone's guess. Imagine if they still actually had Joe Thornton.